Once upon a time, there was a young man named Daniel. He lived in a small town where dreams were small and excuses were big. People around him believed success was for the lucky ones. But Daniel had a fire in him. Small, flickering, but real. He wanted to build something great. Not for fame or money, but because deep inside, he wanted to prove that persistence could rewrite any story. Daniel worked at a small car repair shop. Grease on his hands, sweat on his forehead, and doubt in his heart. That was his daily routine. Every night when everyone went home, he stayed behind, working on his dream project, designing his own car engine. He had no formal training, no fancy tools, just a notebook, a few broken parts, and an unshakable belief that if he could just stay consistent, one day it would all make sense. But life doesn't reward you right away. There were nights when his designs failed, weeks when the engine wouldn't start, and months when he felt like giving up. His friends laughed at him, told him he was wasting his time. "You think you can do what big companies can't?" they mocked. Their laughter hurt, but Daniel used it as fuel. Every failure taught him something new. Every mistake brought him one step closer to understanding. He made it a rule. Every day, no matter how he felt, he would work on his dream for at least 2 hours after his shift. It didn't matter if he was tired, sick, or broken. He showed up. He told himself, "It's okay to rest, but it's not okay to quit." Some nights he fell asleep at his workbench. Some mornings, he woke up doubting everything. But he kept going. Months turned into years. The dream that started as a sketch in a dirty notebook slowly took shape. His first model exploded. The second one didn't even start. The third ran for 2 minutes before dying. But the fourth came alive. It coughed, it sputtered, but it ran. And in that moment, Daniel didn't just create an engine. He created proof. Proof that consistency works. But life tested him again. His boss found out about his late-night experiments and gave him an ultimatum. Stop working on his nonsense or lose the job. Daniel was terrified. That job paid for his food, his rent, and his tools. But then he remembered why he started. He remembered all those nights he'd whispered to himself, "Be consistent." So he chose the hard road. He quit. It was one of the hardest decisions of his life. For months, he struggled to survive. He sold old parts to buy new ones. He fixed neighbors' cars for small change. There were days he didn't eat, nights when the cold made his hands numb. But still, he worked. Every single day. Because he knew that the only thing separating failure and success was persistence. Years later, that same man, the one they laughed at, stood in front of a group of investors presenting his design. They couldn't believe it. His engine was efficient, affordable, and brilliant. They asked him how he did it. Daniel didn't talk about luck or talent. He smiled and said, "I just showed up every day. That's all." What they didn't see were the nights of tears, the self-doubt, the failures, the loneliness. What they didn't see was the consistency. And that's how it always is. People see the result, but not the repetition. They see the success, but not the sacrifice. Years later, Daniel's name was printed on a global patent. He built a small company that grew faster than he ever imagined. But even at the top, he never forgot his mantra. Every morning, he'd wake up before sunrise, walk into his workshop, and start again. When asked why he still worked so hard, he said, "Because consistency isn't just something you do. It's who you become." And that's the truth. Consistency transforms you. It shapes your character, your mindset, and your destiny. It's not about perfection. It's about persistence. You don't have to take giant leaps, just small steps every day in the right direction. Most people quit not because they can't reach their goals, but because they don't see results fast enough. They forget that greatness is built one brick at a time. They want the fruit without planting the seed. But Daniel's story reminds us, the seed only grows when you water it daily, not occasionally. So when you feel tired, when your dreams seem far away, remember this. It's not supposed to be easy. If it were, everyone would do it. But every time you show up, you're one step closer. Every repetition, every hour of focus, every small effort counts. Consistency compounds. It turns effort into excellence. Daniel's journey isn't unique because he was gifted. It's powerful because he was persistent. And that same power lies within you. Whatever your dream is, building a business, learning a skill, healing, changing your life, the key is the same. Be consistent, even when you're tired, even when no one believes in you, even when you doubt yourself. One day, your hard work will pay off, and people will look at your success and call you lucky. But you'll know the truth. You weren't lucky. You were consistent. So show up every day, do the work. No matter how small the progress, it's still progress. Because the secret to success isn't in what you do occasionally. It's in what you do consistently. Be consistent and watch your life change.